Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, the #1 Vikings fan extraordinaire, Adam Boyer. Today we have the long-awaited, long-anticipated video. It is my first 2022 NFL Draft first round mock. Whew, man, that was a lot to say. But this should be an awesome video. It should be lots of fun. Please subscribe if you have not already. It'd be much appreciated. We're trying to hit 500 by June, 1,000 by 2023. Thank you so much for watching. Again, comment if you, well, I'll tell you all that near the end of the video. Let's get into it. So, #1, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Travon Walker, defensive tackle, Georgia. And now before you get all mad, you run down to the comment section, type something negative, and then dislike the video, although no one can see the dislikes now, but hey. Before you get all mad about this, listen to my reasoning. Well, first of all, let me say, I don't think necessarily that this will be the Jaguars' pick. The thing is, they could go so many places with this. I don't think they're going to go offense. Their offensive line is improved. They've done that through free agency, so I don't know they're going to go offense. On defense, obviously, most people would say Aiden Hutchinson is the top player, but the Jaguars don't necessarily need just edge rushers. Yes, they need help getting the quarterback, but they also need help stopping the run. They really don't have any solid defensive tackles. That's why I have the defensive tackle out of Georgia, Travon Walker, being picked here, because he is very versatile on the defensive line. He can rush from the edge when called upon. He racked up 6 sacks last year, but he can also play in the middle. And I think, yeah, he is technically a defensive tackle, and he can stop the run, and he can plug up holes in the middle as well. And like I said, he can rush the quarterback. So really, he's a do-it-all guy. And yes, this is a bold prediction. It's a risky pick, but I'm going with it. And if I do another mock draft before the draft, I might not stick with them taking this pick. I don't know. We'll see once it gets closer to draft time. #2, we have the Detroit Lions taking Aiden Hutchinson, edge rusher, Michigan. Really don't need to say much about this pick. Lions have a lot of needs on their team. Edge rusher is one of them. Aiden Hutchinson's probably one of the best players and for sure the best edge rusher in this draft. #3, the Texans take Evan Neal, offensive tackle, Alabama. Again, not too much needs to be said about this. The Texans' offensive line is really bad. Evan Neal is probably the best offensive lineman in this draft. #4, we have the first wide receiver going off the board. The New York Jets select Jameson Williams, wide receiver, Alabama. A fast receiver. He'll be a great complement to Corey Davis, I guess. I don't think the Jets really have any offensive weapons, but hey. I mean, Jamison Crowder, Corey Davis, Jameson Williams, it could at least give Zach Wilson some weapons to throw to. Again, the Jets just have so many needs, but I feel like they're going to focus on helping Zach Wilson in his sophomore year. #5, we have the New York Giants taking Kayvon Thibodeau, edge rusher, Oregon. Again, this one's pretty self-explanatory. A lot of these picks are. Giants need help in a lot of places. Rushing the passer is one of them. That's where Kayvon Thibodeau comes in. #6, we have our first quarterback going off the board. The Panthers select, drumroll, Malik Willis, quarterback, Liberty. We've seen all the success the Panthers have with Cam Newton, and so they draft Malik Willis here, hoping he can become Cam Newton 2.0, and maybe a little more with a little more longevity and all that sort of stuff. They don't want to turn out exactly like Cam Newton, I guess, but the Panthers go LU product Malik Willis here. #7, the Giants again get Ikem Ekwonu, offensive tackle, NC State. The Giants get someone to rush the quarterback with their first pick. With the second pick, they get someone to protect their own quarterback. #8, trade alert. I don't think I have a graphic for that. I'll see if I can find one in editing. We trade with the Falcons. We, the Washington Commanders, trade with Atlanta to move up trade plays with the Falcons, obviously, ahead of the Seahawks, and snag Kenny Pickett, quarterback, out of Pitt. And, I'm just not convinced that even the Panthers won't take Pickett, but if they don't, I'm not convinced the Falcons or Seahawks won't take a Pickett. And so, if the Commanders want him badly enough, which they might, I hope they do, they can trade up here and get Pickett. I would say the two probably swap first-round picks and then do, maybe a second-round pick from this year's draft, a second-round pick from next year. I don't know. I don't think it'll be too much, depending on how much the Falcons want Pickett. If it was indeed the reason the Commanders trade up. Number 9, the Seattle Seahawks select Kyle Hamilton, safety, Notre Dame. Yeah, a lot of mocks, most mocks actually do not have Hamilton falling this far down the board, but you've heard my logic up until this point. And the Seahawks, imagine Jamal Adams, Kyle Hamilton paired up together. That'd be a nasty secondary, especially if they can find some cornerback help. Number 10, speaking of cornerback, the New York Jets, with this time they go defense, and they select Ahmad Sauce Gardner, cornerback, Cincinnati Bearcats. Yeah, Sauce, I think, is the best cornerback in this draft, and the Jets need help on cornerback. As we said, they need help pretty much everywhere, but he will improve that defense drastically. Number 11, the Falcons. Obviously, they traded back with the trade with the Commanders in this mock, and they select Garrett Wilson, wide receiver, Ohio State. They need weapons on that offense with Calvin Ridley being suspended, and even with Ridley, they could use another weapon for Matt Ryan and take some of the load off of Pitts and Cordero Patterson, and they take here Garrett Wilson, arguably the best receiver in this draft. Number 12, my very own Minnesota Vikings select cornerback out of Washington, Trent McDuffie. This was a hard one to decide between Stingley and McDuffie. McDuffie has been more consistent than Stingley, and it's a very hard choice between the two of them. But you know, he played well last year in his senior year. I believe it was senior. I don't think it was junior. And so the Vikings get the cornerback help they desperately need and hope he pans out. Number 13, the Houston Texans again. This time they select Charles Cross, offensive tackle, Mississippi State. The Texans, again, like I said, need help pretty much everywhere. Keeping whoever their quarterback is going to be this year upright is a priority. They take Mississippi State product Charles Cross to help out in that priority. Number 14, the Baltimore Ravens get some wide receiver help. The Ohio State receiver, Chris Olave. Yeah, Lamar Jackson needs help in the offense. He needs someone to throw to other than Marquise Brown. And, you know, the pick, their wide receiver last year, I'm forgetting his name now. But that's why he didn't really pan out. I mean, he can still be good, don't get me wrong. He just didn't have a great rookie year. So they go back-to-back receiver in their first-round picks. Number 15, we have the Philadelphia Eagles going with another wide receiver. Out of USC, we have Drake London going off the board. It was a close call between London and Olave, but I figured Olave was maybe the little bit better receiver, at least for the Ravens, so they took him. Then Eagles take whichever one of the two are left. Again, the Eagles, number 16, we have David Ojabo, edge rusher, Purdue. Ojabo is very likely the third best edge rusher in this class, and quarterback chaser, Hafeker, you know, the person that chases the quarterback, next to Aiden Hutchinson and Kayvon Thibodeau, so they go Ojabo here. Number 17, Derek Stingley Jr. goes off the board, the cornerback out of LSU, to the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers have greatly improved their defense through free agency. Their offense is already lights out, but they need help at cornerback, and they're hoping Stingley can give it to them here. And Asante Samuel Jr. will be entering his second year, and maybe they can hope he has a really good year, and Stingley will be a nice compliment to him. Number 18, we have the New Orleans Saints taking Andrew Booth Jr. Also, probably a top 5, maybe top 3 cornerback even out of Clemson. The Saints need help, you know, on offense, that's true, but I have them going defense here and taking a cornerback, maybe a little bit too good of an opportunity for them to pass up, because they do need help at cornerback. Number 19, the Eagles with their third pick in the draft, and that is our third cornerback in a row, Kaiir Elam, going off the board, the cornerback from Florida at number 19. The Eagles need secondary help. Kaiir Elam can provide it. Number 20, we have our third, and spoiler alert, final quarterback leaving the draft in the first round. Here we go. It is Carson Strong, quarterback, Nevada. He was the most productive of the cornerbacks next to Willis and Pickett. You know, maybe he was even as productive as them, but those two guys are very highly regarded and almost always viewed as the top 2 picks. Carson Strong, I believe, is the third best quarterback. So the Steelers will take him, maybe have him sit behind Mitch Trubisky for a couple of years. Number 21, the New England Patriots get help at linebacker, the man out of Utah, Devin Lloyd. Yeah, the Patriots, you know, they were really good last year on defense, but they do need some help at linebacker, and so Devin Lloyd's going to give them that. Number 22, the Packers give their fans what they've been waiting for so long. A receiver in the first round. The big receiver, Treylon Burks, out of Arkansas. The Packers finally get a guy to, unfortunately, he can't compliment Devontae Adams now, but they feel the necessity after Adams leaving now, and they finally pick a receiver in the first round, Treylon Burks. Number 23, the Cardinals go George Karlaftis, edge rusher, Purdue. Cardinals need some help, especially with the J.J. Watt situation kind of up in the air. Will he retire? Will he even be good if he plays again? They don't have a ton of, guys to rush the quarterback. Karlaftis can help out with that. Number 24, the Dallas Cowboys. Yuck. Nakobe Dean, linebacker, Georgia. The Cowboys need some help at linebacker, as do many of the teams in this draft, and unfortunately to say, looks like they're going to get it. Number 25, the Buffalo Bills select Kenyon Green, offensive guard, Texas A&M. The Bills, their offensive line was not bad last year, but they could use some help. Kenyon Green, not only can he play guard, he's a versatile player. He can move around the line, and they do need help at guard, so they take him at 25. Number 26, the Tennessee Titans select Trevor Penning, offensive tackle out of Northern Iowa. The Titans have needed offensive line help for quite some time, and he is here to give it to them. Number 27, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go Jordan Davis, defensive tackle, Georgia. His draft stock went way up after that combine. I mean, he was crazy at the combine. The Bucs need pass rushing and are probably going to need pass rushing and run stopping help, and so they go defensive tackle here. Number 28, another pick for the Green Bay Packers. They go another defensive tackle, Devontae Wyatt, also defensive tackle out of Georgia. I really hope I didn't write that down wrong, because I have back-to-back defensive tackles out of Georgia here, and if I wrote that down wrong, it's going to look really stupid. But yeah, the Packers desperately need an interior guy to not only get the quarterback, but really to help stop the run as well. They really don't have anybody on the defensive line. They have good linebackers that rush the quarterback, but any sole defensive lineman, the only really good guy they have is Kenny Clark. Devontae Wyatt will be a nice compliment to him. Number 29, the Dolphins take Daxton Hill, safety out of Michigan. The only other safety besides Kyle Hamilton I have going off the board. The Dolphins do not desperately need help at safety, but they could use it, and that's the thing is, Daxton Hill is also very versatile. He can play cornerback a lot of the time. I think he did that a lot in his senior year, his last college year, and yeah, the Dolphins could use help in the secondary, especially with the Xavier Howard situation up in the air. I don't remember if they've re-signed him. I hope not. Again, that's going to sound stupid, me saying that. Byron Jones is getting up there, so they get some more help in secondary and keep their secondary stacked. Number 30, the Chiefs go Jermaine Johnson, edge rusher out of Florida State. Another edge rusher going off the board. The Chiefs really need help rushing the quarterback, and Jermaine Johnson is here to provide it. Number 31, the AFC Championships, second place team in the entire NFL last year, the Cincinnati Bengals, go offensive tackle from Iowa, Tyler Linderbaum. If the Bengals go anything other than offensive lineman in the first round, they're just really dumb. I don't know what they're doing. They did a really good job not taking Sewell last year and taking Chase, but if they do it again here, I mean, thoughts and prayers to Joe Burrow. Last one. Number 32, the Detroit Lions take our last defensive tackle, so the draft ends and begins with a defensive tackle. This one out of Houston, DeMarvin Leal. He put up some very solid numbers. The Lions need help on the defensive line. And, yeah, like I said, he put up some very solid numbers in college. They need help stopping the run and rushing the quarterback. Leal is here to provide that. So, before I go, actually, I want to address a comment I got in my last video. This is from Freddie Lee, and he said, I have a couple of draft prospects for you to check out and give me your opinion on them, where they fall in draft, and if we should draft them. He's talking about we, of course, being the Commanders. And he listed Devin Lloyd, who I have going at 21 to the Patriots, Leo Chenal Chad Muma, both of those guys I do not have going in the first round. Sauce Gardner I have going at 10 to the Jets, and Kyle Hamilton going at 9 to the Seahawks. I did run across Leo Chenal and Chad Muma in my research. I hope I'm saying those guys' names right. But I did come across those guys in my research. I don't think they're going to go in the first round, though, but a team could, what would be a reach in my opinion, a team might do that, or, you know, they might end up being kind of a diamond in the rough, and we'll see. I don't think those two guys will go in the first round, like I said. But the other three guys I do think will go. And if, as far as the Commanders drafting them, obviously they traded in this mock to get Kenny Pickett, so I don't think we'll get them. However, you know, let's say if we're not even doing this mock draft right now, and if I'm just looking at these guys and who I think if the Commanders were going to draft one of them, who it would be, I would say probably Devin Lloyd, because that's where we need help most of these guys at middle linebacker, and I think he's the best of the middle linebackers here. But thank you so much for watching, everyone. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with with these picks, and yeah, make sure you let me know. Please like if you do agree with me, at least on most of them, and subscribe if you would. Lots more content coming out soon. You won't want to miss it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'm the Vikings fan, and I'm out of here.